Have you ever noticed how life seems to whisper louder as we grow older? The world gets quieter, but the lessons get sharper. If you're over 60, you probably know that not every piece of advice is soft and gentle. Some truths hit hard, but they're the ones that can truly set you free. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 powerful lessons, harsh tips really, that wise elders wish they had embraced sooner. And while they might be tough to hear, they come from lived experience and deep reflection. Let's begin with the first one. You don't have as much time as you think. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. There's a man named Albert, 72, from Dayton, Ohio. After his retirement, he spent 5 years saying, maybe next year, to his dreams of visiting Alaska. Then his health took a turn, and the trip became impossible. His advice to us? Stop delaying. Whatever you've been putting off, do it now. Time doesn't wait, and regret is a heavy companion. The second truth is this: no one is coming to save you. Harsh? Yes, but it's also empowering. You are the author of your next chapter. Susan, 76, from Fort Collins, Colorado, said it best. I spent years waiting for someone to notice I was struggling. Then I realized I had to advocate for myself. She joined a senior fitness group, started therapy, and now mentors other women in her community. Take control. Speak up. Ask for what you need. Let's talk about the third piece of wisdom. Take care of your body like it's the only one you'll ever have. Because it is. Your joints won't heal like they used to. Your metabolism has slowed. And that's okay. But pretending your body doesn't need attention now is a mistake. Anthony, 69, from Charleston, South Carolina, used to eat like he was 25 and move like he was 90. After a minor heart scare, he switched to light walks, healthy meals, and strength exercises. He says, I may not look like I did in my 30s, but I feel better than I did in my 50s. Now here's something that hits a little deeper. You will lose people. Friends, partners, even family members. It's a truth that no one prepares you for, but it's one you must accept. Carol, 83, from Minneapolis, lost her husband of 52 years. I thought my life ended with him, she said. But it didn't. It changed. She joined a bereavement group and slowly found meaning in helping others. Grief never disappears. But neither does love. This is the part of the video where I want to pause and ask you something personal. Which of these lessons has already touched your life? Have you felt the sting of regret or the weight of waiting too long? If this is resonating with you, please take a moment to leave a comment below and let us know your story. Your voice matters. And while you're here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, not just to support us, but to stay connected to a community that values your experience. Now, let's continue. Another harsh truth: self-pity gets you nowhere. It might feel comforting in the moment, but in the long run, it's like a soft prison. It quietly locks you in. It wraps around your daily life, muffling your joy, isolating your heart. Helen, 70, from Albany, New York, spent nearly a year mourning the silence of her empty home after her last child moved out. She'd walk from room to room, feeling like a guest in her own life. But one crisp morning, while pouring her coffee, she whispered to herself, "Enough." That single word changed everything. She adopted a rescue dog named Benny, picked up her old paintbrushes, and began to create again. Her walls are now covered with color and life, and laughter returns with every brushstroke. Feeling sadness is human, but living in sadness is a decision we make, one we can unmake at any time. Don't expect fairness. This one stings, especially when you've lived an honest life, paid your dues, and helped others without asking for much in return. But the truth is, life doesn't hand out medals for endurance. Jerry, 75, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, found this out the hard way. Just months before retirement, after decades of loyal work, he was abruptly let go. His heart broke, not just from the injustice, but from the sense of betrayal. "I gave them everything," he told me, but with time, he realized he had spent too many years giving without guarding his own future. Today, Jerry teaches financial literacy to retirees at a local community center. His message is simple: be kind, be generous, but never stop protecting your worth. Life may not be fair, but you can be smart about how you navigate it. Stay curious. It's tempting to fall into routines, the same news, the same meals, the same walks around the block, but curiosity is the spark that keeps our minds glowing. Maria, 68, from Reno, Nevada, had never thought of herself as particularly academic, but one evening, out of boredom, she signed up for an online philosophy course. "I didn't even know I loved this stuff until I tried," she told her daughter, laughing with childlike wonder. "It's like meeting a new version of myself." Since then, she's taken classes on history, nutrition, even astronomy. Her nights, once quiet and repetitive, are now filled with questions and joy. Curiosity is not reserved for the young. In fact, the older you get, the more magical it becomes. Before we continue, I want to ask you something. Have any of these truths spoken directly to your heart so far? Do you see yourself in Helen or maybe Jerry? If so, let me know in the comments. Let's turn this space into a real community where we grow, share, and encourage one another. And if you're enjoying the video, give it a like and subscribe. It helps us reach more people who need this message. Thank you for being part of this. One of the hardest truths to accept. Forgiveness is something you do for yourself, not for the person who hurt you, not for the past, but for your own freedom. Holding on to resentment is like carrying a heavy stone in your heart. It slows you down, affects your sleep, your relationships, even your health. David, 80, from Newark, New Jersey, hadn't spoken to his brother in over 30 years. The silence between them had grown into a canyon. Then one day, after a health scare, David picked up the phone. "I cried for an hour," he confessed, "not because I forgave him, but because I finally released myself from all that weight." Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing peace over poison. And perhaps the most surprising lesson of all, don't chase happiness. Instead, build meaning. Happiness is like a butterfly. It lands on your shoulder only when you're not chasing it. But meaning stays. Clara, 77, from Boise, Idaho, used to wake up feeling adrift. Her children lived far away. Her days were long and quiet. Then she started writing weekly letters to soldiers overseas. Her first letter was just a page. Her fifth, a life story. "It gave me something to look forward to," she said. Something that mattered. Whether it's reading to kids at a local library, mentoring someone younger, or simply tending to a garden, meaning isn't found, it's created. It's the soul's true nourishment. So there you have it. 10 hard truths, not to weigh you down, but to lift you up. These aren't easy to hear, but if you've stayed with me this far, it means you're the kind of person who values growth, and that's a rare and powerful thing. If even one of these messages touched you, let us know in the comments. Share this video with someone who might need a spark today. And remember to subscribe, because growing wiser is a journey we take together. Thank you, truly, for being here. You're not walking this path alone. You're part of something wiser, stronger, and more alive than ever. See you in the next video.